Welcome back to That's What She Said. I've waited my whole life to be able to say today we're shooting on location. So we're just going to bask in that moment that we are shooting on location at Texture Home with two of our favorite ladies. So I'm Carrie Rosso. I'll let everyone go around and introduce themselves on location.
Good morning. I'm Jeanette on location.
I'm Stacy Wathen on location.
Christy Camarca on location.
Carol Wackerlin on location.
Now, are you two really on location? Because isn't this where you spend your days?
I guess this is on location.
It's our location.
Every day.
Yeah.
So tell us, where are we? Tell
We're
us about
Texture Home.
And what is Texture Home to
And
our
where?
friends who might not know?
Texture Home is on Windsor Road. We're next to Sunsinger, and we sell everything from lighting to rugs, upholstered furniture, Stacy's amazing restyled vintage pieces, accessories, everything for your home.
Everything.
So Stacy does the furniture.
I do.
Awesome.
Okay, so let's back this truck up and tell us, how did this even happen? How did you two meet, and how did you wind up running this awesome shop?
Well, we met through a mutual friend about 7 years ago or so.
I met her and fell in love.
Yes.
It's a love story!
You know, it's one of those things when you, especially as an older person, when you meet someone that you instantly really like, it's rare. That happened.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. It happened for me too. She told a great story.
Now we're married.
Now we're married.
Well, yeah, the first time I met Stacy, she told this story that was, I thought, very revealing, which
Well,
will be unrevealed here.
Thank you.
We do like to tell
But-
stories.
I thought, well, that's a woman I need to know.
Yeah. And then we started talking a lot about our mutual love of the business, and we'd throw things out there like, you know, we should really, and have you ever thought of, and wouldn't it be fun?
So, what were you doing at the time before you started the shop? Had either of you been in retail or design? Yes.
Stacy was. We both had been in design for a long time, but I moved here 8 years ago, and I really wasn't doing anything. I was raising my kids and keeping my home.
Don't say you
not
weren't
doing a
anything.
thing.
Yes.
Sitting around.
Eating bonbons.
Right.
So
Right.
easy.
Well, I would like to retract my former
Okay,
statement.
good. Thank you very much.
You weren't in the business.
I wasn't working.
You weren't getting paid
outside
for
of
your
the-
Outside
business.
of the right.
Okay, feel better.
So, and then I got divorced, and I needed to earn a living, and started thinking about opening a store. And of course,
I was
wanted
at Bella.
Stacy next to me.
I was at Bella selling, and then I saw some of her work as far as, she's an incredible seamstress, as far as, you know, creating pillows and curtains and blah, blah, blah. And so she started at Bella too, selling some of her wares, and then Bella went bye-bye. Carmen retired, and that's when we got serious about creating something for the area that we thought was needed.
And I think that's what's so neat about not just the shop, it's reflected in the shop, but that you two are like this great marriage of each of your strengths are so different and they complement each other so well. And there's not, like, anything you need, one or the other of you
Has it
can hook
covered.
a sister up. Yeah.
So, what was the biggest challenge? Once you decided that you were going to go ahead and do a shop, what was the biggest challenge?
Location.
Yeah,
That was
location.
serious business.
Yeah, absolutely. And we looked at several different places, and we had set on a place downtown. And I can't remember how we actually ended up here, but I'm so grateful we're in this location because people find us because of it every day. Still, over a year and a half in, people are walking in because of where we are, who
Well, there's a
didn't
lot
know
of-
we existed.
Probably walk in with Sunsinger next door.
Sunsinger, and even
Stumble
people
in.
drive by because they're going to
Stumble
work,
in is right.
taking their kids to school. Yeah, it's just one of those spots.
We love the lunch ladies that come in here from Sunsinger
Yes.
groups, and you can tell they've had a couple glasses of wine. We love them. We love them.
Well, it's just such an eclectic kind of mix of furnishings in here. So there's really something for everybody, I would say.
Yeah, I think one of the things we do really well is we have lots of different styles in here, and we make them work together. And I think that appeals to people because I think most people like more than one style, and they can walk in here and see how to put it together and make it live together happily.
The other thing I was really intrigued by is this little book, this texture home book that looks like just like a regular notebook, but when you open it up, we found this back here on the desk by the register. When you open it up, it has all these little notes from people who want you to look for custom items. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, we have unique things already, but sometimes it's not
Not
quite
unique
what
enough.
somebody is looking for. So,
And with a lot of the vintage pieces that I do, you know, people want some different original things that I wouldn't normally just crank out. You know, you'll see a lot of white and gray and more mainstream colors, but people will come in and say, I want that table in purple.
What?
Yeah, yeah, it happens.
Believe that makes me.
And so I will do my darndest.
Yeah, if it's not
make
white
that
or
happen.
gray,
Yeah.
it
So
starts
would they
figuring
bring
out.
you a piece of furniture? and
That
you-
happens,
Wow.
or I'll do a search for it.
Well, for example, so like I have a very specific idea of a table I want in my kitchen, and so there will be nothing there until I find exactly what fits this idea in
So
my
your
head.
family's eating on the floor.
Basically.
And
Oh wait, they're supposed to be eating? We have a problem.
You have a kitchen?
We have a problem. But I knew that I could say to these guys, like, hey, this is what I'm looking for.
A tulip table.
A tulip table. And
I remember.
very specifically. And then I know, you know, if they come across one, they'll give me a call. And that's a great thing, knowing you have your own personal shoppers. Like it, yeah, keeping an eye out.
yeah, Stacy and I see a lot of things.
I
So-
bet you do.
So where do you shop? I mean, where do you go to market in Chicago or in Atlanta? Do you keep your eye out at antique stores, or yes and yes?
All the above.
Huh.
All the
Yeah,
above.
yeah. Because we have a mix of new and vintage things, our resources are really just anywhere. You know, if it's a good piece that fits with our style, that fits in our price point that we want to deliver to our customers, then it's an option.
It's fair game.
Yeah.
Solve it.
I still want to know what that story was. That
No!
Jason shared when they
That.
met.
And I want photos.
I'm not even sure I remember the story. I have a vague recollection.
We'll talk later.
But it's those turning points where you meet one of my best friends. I heard her make a comment on down the line. I'd never met her before at a baseball game, and I heard her throw out a comment that I will also not share. But it got me so cracked up, and it was so inappropriate that I thought someone else who blurts out inappropriate things. It was great, and it's been 10
An
years,
instant tie.
and I thought immediately I am
It's
going
not just
to be her
you.
friend. Yeah, like I am not alone. It was a great moment, but especially when you're. I was going to say older, but when we're
Right.
more mature,
Right.
and you don't have the time to nurture and seek out friendships, when those moments happen, you just sort of glom onto each other. So, okay, so here's the other thing I want to know. What's the hard part? Because I told you earlier, everybody, like I always assumed that you guys just sit around and like play Barbies all day, you know, like let's move this here. But I know that there's a lot of work to make this shop so successful. What's been the most challenging part?
Vendors, I think.
Yeah, I think
It's-
inventory and inventory management.
Yeah, I think you assume once you place orders that everything's going to come as it looks or as it should in one piece. And I don't want to anger any of our vendors, but it doesn't happen that way a lot. A lot of back and forth and a lot of turnover in that business, and that kills us.
Yeah,
and
that's
that
a
it
challenge.
happens a lot.
And are you the only 2 employees, or do you have other employees here?
It's us.
Okay.
We have some people coming in when we have our vacations to take, but otherwise it's us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Well,
So-
I'm available.
Really?
We'll
Really?
work
Because
for
you don't
stuff.
answer my
Yes.
calls,
We'll work
Carrie.
for signs. We'll work for
Yes.
furniture.
Yep.
All right.
I'm sitting here looking at a sign that says, "If you were waiting for a sign, this is it." That would look really good in my house.
Yeah, and that
So
fits
totally
you
me.
perfectly. I love it. Well, thank you so much, you guys. This has been so exciting
Our pleasure.
and so fun. And thank you because you decorate our set at the Virginia Theater. Every day we get to sit at this table, but this has been so exciting to be on location. Over and out. Back to you.
And that's what she said.
And that's what she
Until
said.
next time.
On location.
On location, she said. That's what she said.
That's what she said on location.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us today, Texture Home ladies, and thank you to Columbia Street Roastery, as always, for getting us hopped up on our coffee.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Until next time, that's what she said.
That's what she said.